Okay, so it's recording. So, namaste, crypto aficionados and my fellow capitalists. I have Johnny Litecoin with me, Litecoin's greatest ambassador, and here he's with us to chat with us about Litecoin and more, right? So, hi, Johnny. Thank you for coming. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. So many developments in crypto. I'm happy to be on to talk to your audience about everything.
Great, thanks. Uh, just give my audience a bit about yourself and what you're doing right now, with Litecoin.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm Johnny Litecoin, guys. I always worked in the credit card payments business, and I installed point of sale systems. And then I started helping out. I saw Litecoin and Bitcoin as the future, and I kind of set up Litecoin tech support, where I said I see Litecoin as better for payments than Bitcoin. And I wanted just to give people support, that because I said to myself, man, this is so good, but the public isn't going to really understand it. Who do you go to for help with a decentralized blockchain? So I said, wow, I can draw credibility from being a regular payments processor and totally just focus my attention on Litecoin, the decentralized network. And that's what I do. I've, built a decent following on Twitter and stuff, and got my name out there. My DMs are always open, so people can hit me up with any Litecoin related question. I'm here to try to help you guys out.
Thanks. Okay, so let's talk about Litecoin and Litecoin. Congratulations, Litecoin has been listed in PayPal, Venmo. I think that's huge. What's next on the cards for Litecoin?
Well, I think one of the next big things is Mimblewimble or MWeb actually going live. So this has been in development for a while. It's in like code review and all that. Mm-hmm. What I'm excited for is when it's live in a wallet that people use. So once it's available for the masses to use. So what I'd look for is when it goes live in like Lite Wallet, mm-hmm. or another type of non-custodial wallet like that, then it's really going to be usable. So that I'm really excited for that. There was just an integration with OnChain, right, with Litecoin, right. So you could do a cross-chain atomic swap in a decentralized manner. That's really cool. We could talk about that more lately. I think there's the Grayscale unlocking, which word on the street is that it could be potentially a little bearish short term for Bitcoin, but it's supposed to be very bullish for Litecoin, and it has to do with the premium of the Grayscale trust versus like Litecoin, the underlying asset. So that's something bullish that's supposed to be bullish for the price it's coming up. But I just like always, just keep looking for more integrations with Litecoin. And there's people working on stuff that none of us have any clue on, because Litecoin's open source, it's decentralized, so anybody could try to integrate it into what they do. Mm-hmm. And then it'll go live and they'll message me and say, hey, Johnny Litecoin, check this out. What do you think of it? Mm-hmm. So I'm always getting surprised with stuff people are working on with Litecoin.
Yeah. There's this app called the Speedin. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it correctly. The Speedin app, where people can use Litecoin, and I think that's really very popular over in the States. Yeah.
That's works. So the Speedin app runs on the Flexa network, right. And this is also built. Flexa network is also built into Gemini, their exchange, so their mobile app. So there's 2 apps that support it right now. There'll be many more. So Flex is the network, and you can integrate it into different wallets. So what that does is it gives the ability to pay via Litecoin, Bitcoin, and a couple other cryptos. Yeah. And you can pay for it at the point of sale in lots of large businesses. So give you guys an example: Lowe's, Dunkin' Donuts, Bed Bath and Beyond, Express, Ulta Beauty. A lot of, if you go through the mall, probably about half the stores in the mall, you can use this app at. So really cool. And the key with it is the employees at these stores don't realize that they're accepting crypto or a weird form of payment to them. They just scan a QR code and it goes through the point of sale system just like a normal payment would on their end. So that's the key for adoption. You can't get out and train every retail employee how to use crypto wallets. It has to fit into what they're doing.
Right. So let's talk about smart contracts with on Litecoin, because Litecoin is fast. The reason why I came into Litecoin because back in 2017, Bitcoin was slow, right? So when we wanted to do trading, I would find the Litecoin pairs. So I started using Litecoin and I found it to be fast. And I don't know why people don't get it right now, but don't use Bitcoin, use Litecoin because it's really fast. And I just want to touch on the smart contracts part with Litecoin, and you can just explain, maybe you can explain to us about smart contracts and what are they building on Litecoin.
So I'm not a smart contract expert, guys, by any means. Usually smart contracts, you think more of Ethereum and coins like that. However, because Litecoin is being integrated into a lot of stuff, it's being integrated into the Flare network. And then this will give smart contracts on Litecoin. So this is pretty cool. It's not live yet. I'll really dive into it once it goes live, and I'll start using it. A cool thing you could do right now, which I brought up before, is that WanChain integration.
Right.
So this gives you the ability to engage in DeFi, in decentralized finance. You could do a cross-chain atomic swap through what they call the WAN bridge, and then you can wrap your Litecoin. You could wrap it onto several different blockchains, and then you can you can engage in like yield farming or liquidity mining. So that's pretty cool. And then you could generate some passive income, but at when you're yield farming and stuff, the rate or yield that it pays could be pretty high. So right now, if you're in the Litecoin pool through the WanSwap, it's paying like 80-something%.
Wow.
So it's a little bit confusing. It doesn't pay it in it pays it in their governance token. So you do is you wrap your Litecoin and you have to get an equal amount of their governance token in your wrapped Litecoin.
Okay.
And then you deposit it into like a smart contract, and you get these this LP, like these like liquidity provider tokens, and then you deposit that into like the farm, right? And then you're getting that high yield. So then what you do is then as you get paid in the governance token, you can immediately swap it back into the wrapped Litecoin. So because it's DeFi, because especially through the WanChain and WanSwap, the fees are next to nothing. So you could be swapping $1 or $2 all day long back into this wrapped Litecoin. So that's a pretty cool integration that came to Litecoin. And that's just a way to, again, now you can engage in this in DeFi through Litecoin, which wasn't possible before.
Since we're talking about DeFi, I just want to ask you, where can we stake our Litecoins at the moment? And what are the yields like? because I want to show you. I'm not sure whether have you heard of Tor Swap or Tor Chain? Have you heard of that?
No, no.
Okay, so I'm going to show you that in a while, but I just want to ask you, where could we, like Litecoin holders like me, if I want to live, generate some yield or income from my Litecoin, what are the best places or the best protocols do I put my Litecoin in and I can get some good yield?
Sure. So you could do, there's three main ways to get interest in crypto.
Right.
First is collecting interest.
Right.
And this is done through centralized apps. Okay.
Right.
You got popular ones in the States is Celsius,
Okay.
Abra pays interest, Gemini pays interest, BlockFi.
Okay.
There's a lot of things that pay interest. Now, some people say, well, then you're depositing your money into a centralized exchange or centralized thing. That's no good. I don't have a problem with doing it with some of your Litecoin. I would tell people, do it with an amount you will be willing to trade with. Don't give them all your Litecoin or all your crypto. That's crazy. Well, you could take a portion of it. To me, it's kind of cool because it turned the financial system upside down. Normally, banks get the money from central banks and from like the Federal Reserve and things like that. In this system, if they want liquidity from decentralized blockchains, they have to come to us as the community to get it and pay us a pretty high yield. Yeah. So I think that's a pretty cool thing. It's very easy for people to do. You don't have to be a tech expert, and a lot of these apps you could buy directly in there and start earning yield. So Voyager is probably the best one in the US and in Canada, where you can buy and right in the app, and they're paying 5.5% on Litecoin right now, and you get 5.75% on Bitcoin. Now, second thing for getting interest will be staking your crypto. Yeah. You can't stake Litecoin because it's a proof of work coin. It's not a staking coin, so it's not possible to stake Litecoin on the regular network. Well, you could do what I was talking about before, and more things like that will come, where more of these DeFi protocols will integrate Litecoin, where you can wrap your Litecoin on these different blockchains. You could do that, and then you can yield farm or engage in like liquidity mining and yield farming are the same thing. They're interchangeable. And it's a little more risky, and you got to be more on top of your game and stay more on top of it. But like I said, right now, the Litecoin pool is paying out 82 or 83%
on the one chain. On the one chain,
yeah,
that's pretty high.
Pretty high, man.
Yeah, that's pretty high. I would like to. What about the impermanent loss? Do you have any idea? Because whenever I've tried staking, like liquidity mining and all that, so I put some. So you have to put a pair, right? Let's say Ethereum and let's say Plasma Pay or whatever. At the end of the day, sometimes you have that losses, that impermanent loss, because the value of your token goes down from the time when you put it in and all that. So there's some loss and all that. So is it? I just wanted to know if you know whether is it protected from impermanent losses?
The impermanent loss is a little weird. Now, hear how it's not permanent. It's like it's impermanent, because when you deposit the equal amount of like wrapped Litecoin in the other token, before you kind of like take it out of there and take that like LP token to deposit into where you're farming at, you could see it moving around. So you might have more of wrapped Litecoin and then less of WASP, which is like their governance token in there. It'll move around. Yeah. Once you take it out of there and then take the LP tokens and then deposit those and where you're farming it, you don't see that as the person that deposited in there. So I'm not an expert on the impermanent loss, but it wouldn't be something that I would say would dissuade you from doing this. I would just be, again, you got to be, DeFi is DeFi. It's new. So you just gotta be careful. I wouldn't deposit too much in any of these things. Just dip your toes in the water, test it out, and just have it be a part of what you're doing, and look at it as like just like a side business.
Right, exactly. I just wanted to show you. Let me just share the screen. Okay, so this is Tor Chains, Tor Swap, right? So what they do is you can deposit native coins. You don't have to wrap your coins. So you don't have to wrap Bitcoin. You don't have to wrap Litecoin as well. Okay, you just native Litecoin. You just need to deposit in it, and you can add it on to the liquidity, right? So and the good thing about this is, I just want to share with you, and you know,
this is through Tor Swap.
Correct. Tor Swap.
Okay.
Correct. At the same time, you don't because primarily it's in Litecoin and Rune. Rune is their governance and native token, right? But the good thing about this, if you can put an asymmetric staking, so you don't have to put Litecoin and Rune. You just can put Litecoin inside it, and it does that half for you. So if you don't have that governance token, is fine, but you can just put your Litecoins inside it, and then you can start earning an interest on this.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool. Send me the link for this after.
I will do that. I will do that.
Definitely, I definitely want to check this out.
Exactly. So this is something that is going to be huge, I think, in the because this will be like sucking all the liquidity in, because instead of wrapping and all that, I've got to pay, I have to pay that wrapping charges, like if you do it on Ethereum and all that. But right now, if I just go to this Tor Swap, I can just, I can put, Bitcoin, but the problem is they have not raised the caps yet. The caps is still, it's already gone over limit, but very soon they will be raising the caps. So once they do that, then we can start putting all the liquidity in. So right now they are just raising the caps a little bit by a little bit, and but there will be a time in the next coming weeks or months, they will just raise the caps fully, and we can all go in and we can start putting all our liquidity in. So it's for not only Litecoin, it's for Bitcoin, it's for Ethereum, it's for so many other coins. Right?
Yeah, has a lot of integrations.
Aave, yes, and it will continue to do so. It's built on Cosmos, and and then they have many bridges, right?
This is built on Cosmos.
Yes, correct.
Cosmos, interesting with that coin, which is is Atom, ATOM. If you guys out there don't know it or want to look it up, they have. I read that they have I think second most developers out of any crypto project working on it, and it pays a decent amount when you stake it. I think in Atomic Wallet it pays like 10%. So it's definitely a staking coin that I've told people to look into.
Yes, correct. So so I'll send you the link for this.
Sweet, nice.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. So what's next? What happened with the Cointelegraph? They were saying that Litecoin holders are the least uneducated bunch. Now I take offense with that. How dare they? How dare they say that? Yeah.
So what people that I guess audited their study or wherever they pulled that data from, it was such an insignificant amount of Litecoin that the people held that they surveyed or whatever, that it was it kind of took the whole thing and threw it out the window. But they published it, and I did a video about it, and I was like, what does this even mean, right? I said, what does this even mean? But I said, I look at it as a compliment, because to me, the most regular people are involved with Litecoin. It's the most like approachable community. So I said, if that's what they mean, just that it's like the least amount of people that are like academic focused. I said, yes, Litecoin is the real world coin. So I said, I'd feel proud of it from that perspective. But like anything with the news, fake news, all this stuff. So, and crypto especially, I started, not that I started, but I'm doing a lot of posts in a Discord channel that my nephew was running. It was around stock trading, and he had the crypto section. Right. And he said, asked me to run the crypto section. And so I said, no problem. And I added a section that says crypto fake news blocker. And I upload articles to there that aren't the fake news, like the real stuff people should be reading.
Great. So So please do share with us that link to your Discord and all that later at the end. Just share with us so that we can connect with you. Yeah.
I'll text it to you now. Maybe you can post it or whatever.
Sure.
Or I'll send it to you via. I'll send it to you in Twitter.
Yeah, sure. Then I'll put it on the comment box.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just go to your Twitter. So most Discord channels are again, this one was focused on stock trading, but not crypto trading. More crypto information, crypto help. I'll talk a little bit about Pat, a little bit about ratios of Litecoin to Bitcoin or Bitcoin to Ethereum. But what's more for help? If you need help, you want to stake a coin and you don't know how to do a transaction, ask me in that group. You're curious about where's the best place to earn interest, ask me. You want to do yield farm and you're confused, perfect place to ask me. So my, I always think if people, a lot of people that if they trade stocks, we want to get them in the mindset of not looking at cryptos like they're stocks. So trade stocks and then accumulate your good cryptos like Bitcoin and Litecoin with your stock market winnings. And that's a good strategy in my mind.
Right. Gaming, I just wanted to know, maybe you could just shed some light. Gaming with Litecoin. I've been hearing this, and so what's it all about?
Huge buzz, guys. I'm not a gamer myself, but I've been seeing it on Twitter left and right. I'm following all the whole Litecoin gaming teams. What this is a competitive video gaming team that competes in these video game events or tournaments. And again, I'm not a gamer, so I'm not doing whatever they do justice, but their name is Litecoin Gaming, so it's exposing Litecoin to the whole gaming world. So I mean, their stuff they're doing is getting millions of views and hits. So this is bringing Litecoin really to the demographic of younger people. Usually gamers are a little more tech savvy. They know how to use tech better. So it's really like you always want to fish in the water where the fish are at. So this is couldn't be a better demographic. I'm super excited about it. I think a gaming focus is great for cryptos. There's been a game called Lightbringer that was actually built on the Litecoin blockchain. In that Lightbringer game, every move in the game is a transaction on the Litecoin network. So it's a strategy game. So that was, that kind of, that released last year, I think in like the fall. And then now Litecoin Gaming is completely different. Again, this is competitive gaming, but just if you're on Twitter and you follow anything Litecoin, you'll see tweets about it. So if you're a Litecoin fan, support these guys, like their tweets, let them know that, hey guys, we're supporting them, we're excited.
And we were seeing, I was seeing, a couple of weeks back, the NASCAR driver, he's putting his Litecoin, and it's getting traction all over the world. People are seeing Litecoin, and there's this guy who's accepting Litecoin, a sports person. I can't remember his name. Accepting his salary in Litecoin or something like that.
Oh, well, Landon, the NASCAR driver,
That's him.
was
Okay.
accepting his salary, but then also the boxer, it was Sullivan Barrera that fought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
he
boxer.
accepted his salary in Litecoin as well. And look for more of that, guys. Definitely look for more of it. Look for more athletes accepting salaries in Bitcoin and in Litecoin. And through David Schwartz has a company called Hedge, and it might be called Get Hedge. But that lets you get paid in Bitcoin or Litecoin. And the coolest thing is with that, they can integrate it into any payroll service. So anybody, any company out there, you as the employee can sign up for this and integrate it into your, so you can divert a portion of your payroll check and get paid directly into Litecoin or Bitcoin.
Wow.
I think they even have some integration with coming up with like potentially like a retirement account type of thing. So really just, exciting stuff for people. And when more people get paid in cryptos, you'll see more use of cryptos.
Exactly. What are other than Litecoin, what are the other coins that you are buying, that you are interested in? Or
So right now, I've always been a believer in like the big three. I said you can't go wrong with Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum. And I'm big on the ratios. So last year, the beginning of 2020, Ethereum was really undervalued relative to Bitcoin or Litecoin. It was beat up in price. Summer of 2019, Litecoin was really strong compared to Bitcoin or Ethereum. It was going into the Litecoin halving. And there was hype around that, and, different cycles with different things. But right now, I mean, I know I'm Johnny Litecoin, but I couldn't be more bullish on Litecoin because, again, it's beat up as far as that ratio goes. So obviously I tell people, obviously look into Litecoin right now because it's such a screaming buy. But as far as other stuff I look at a little bit, I'd look at some staking stuff. So Cosmos, I would take a look at that. Seems like a lot of stuff's being built around that. And on top of it, I would look at Algorand, ALGO. That seems to have a lot of support from crypto exchanges. It's a coin that SEC chair Gary Gensler has mentioned specifically in his MIT course about cryptocurrency and blockchain that he taught, I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago. He didn't talk about many coins. He mentioned Algorand. So I was like, wow. So Algorand, as far as staking it goes, you're fully liquid, which I usually coins when you stake them, they're locked up on the network for a period of time. Algo, you were fully liquid. So I found that interesting from a user standpoint. So yeah, I would look into that. What else would I look into? I'm kind of more of just I'm more of a boring guy where I stick to the big coins, and I say check that ratio out, and if Bitcoin is undervalued, be buying that. If Litecoin's undervalued, be buying that. If Ethereum's undervalued, be buying that. And then what you could do is then you could swap those cryptos back and forth. And then if you as long as you study those ratios and you don't swap at the wrong times, you could accumulate a lot more crypto without putting in any fiat currency. So a lot of people use that strategy. So I would, that's what I would, sorry guys, I don't have any really sexy cryptos for you guys to look into.
Yeah, no worries about that. Yeah, so I will look at Algorand, I will look at that. But what do you think of this, the digital currencies, like the central banks they're talking about and all that? What are your thoughts on that? They want to compete with Bitcoin, they want to compete with Litecoin, the digital currencies and all that. What's your take on that?
It's good and bad. So it's nothing's ever 100%. So it's good because they're compatible with the decentralized blockchains and stuff, because cryptocurrencies are pretty compatible with each other. Right now, the regular system isn't compatible really at all with crypto. So as far as transferring in and out, as far as giving users digital wallets and training them and onboarding them, and it would really legitimize Bitcoin and crypto to a lot of people when the government releases their own digital currency, because people will just see it as they'll lump it all together. Now, where it's bad is this gives the governments complete control. And this takes away a lot of our freedoms. Yeah. So we need to fight Bitcoin and Litecoin and the decentralized blockchains and these protocols. That's going to be the cash in the future. The central bank digital currency, that's not going to be your cash in the future, because they're going to have total control over what you do with it. So it's interesting to see where they go with that, because what about friends paying friends? You're at a poker game, you give a friend a few bucks, you pay a friend for dinner. A friend bought tickets to a movie and you want to bring. So how does all this going to work? I'm sure they'll be able to send money user to user within the government app that they come out with, probably to a certain threshold, and then they'll flag the payments, would be my guess. But the thing to note, these won't be open source blockchains. These will be ones that they'll have a kill switch behind the scenes. So, I'm only excited about it because I feel like it'll bring more users into the decentralized cryptos.
Because it's scary when the government has control over our money. And so let's say if I'm connected to that, to the government crypto, and if they want to turn it off, if they want to exclude me from the system, like China, if you don't behave yourself, you can't take a bus and all that. So it becomes more Orwellian. It becomes more, authoritarian, like very,
It's going to be totally Orwellian. They're going to, social credit scores are coming, and we're kind of seeing it even in the US, even though they're not calling it that, but there's a ton of pressure on people to get the jab. Yeah. And if they don't get the jab, then they might be fired from their work. Yeah. They might, who knows? So that's a form of a social credit score. They're just calling it something else. So it's coming to the US as well.
Yeah. I just feel that what happened in Nazi Germany back then, we are seeing the same thing happening right now. I just feel like that. And it's going to be, and we are like separated between the vaxxed and the unvaxxed. And, but okay, that aside, I just want to ask you, what do you think the Biden administration will do? What are their views towards crypto? Are they welcoming, or do you think there'll be more regulations coming in? Because a lot of countries also follow the United States And I know Singapore also look at the United States, and a lot of things they follow them. So what are you thinking in the next couple of years in the Biden rule? Will they be more welcoming, or
It's tough to say. It's tough to say. I feel like they're more bullish for crypto overall because they're going to ruin the dollar faster, and
Right.
they're going to print more money faster. They're going to ruin things faster. So it's going to cause more inflation, which the more money they print, the more money goes into assets. So it'll make the price of Bitcoin go higher. I can't tell how they'll be. My guess is they would be more authoritarian. So while it might be good for the price of cryptos because they're ruining things faster, they probably won't be as good for the usage of cryptos because again, they're going to want to go to more of a authoritarian thing
Yeah.
or way to be. So, I can't again, I can't tell yet how they're really gonna, to me, it's kind of like neutral so far, but I would just look at it as the price will probably go up quicker because it's not like like I think the reason why the price went up in November was because of Biden getting elected. And when, people might have said, well, Trump's running more of a stronger America. He was almost kind of keeping pressure on Bitcoin where he was keeping America stronger. And now, once Biden got elected, it was like, whoa, America's getting weak now. And Bitcoin started like taking off. So in my mind, that wasn't a coincidence.
Right. I just want to touch quickly on inflation. When I go downstairs, when I'm buying my stuff from the shops and all that, I'm seeing price increase over the last couple of months. Are you seeing that? I think I think your gas prices have been really, have already shot over the roof. Will this help Bitcoin and Litecoin? And what are you seeing Bitcoin and Litecoin doing this year until December? Are we going to go back bullish, or are you seeing it bearish? And
So to start on the inflation thing,
yeah.
Major inflation in the US right now. So my business is point of sale systems, which is
Correct.
cash register systems.
Right.
A lot of what I'm doing is showing people how to raise their prices in the system. And then they're also adding in the credit card fees where they're charging that to the user, the customer. That's a form of inflation because now that it's passed through to I haven't had anybody ever say to me, I want to lower the price in the system. It only goes up. And some prices are going up rapidly. So I'll give you a great example. I bought, had some people over. I bought food from a restaurant and two of the dinners in there were a skirt steak. I tried to order it online, but I couldn't order online because this skirt steak wasn't available online. When I went to pick it up in person, I said, whoa, $45 per skirt steak dinner. And I looked at the menu, it was 33 on the menu. And they said, oh yeah, we just didn't get a chance to raise our price yet. And that's a pretty big jump. That's not a couple percent. So that's just one example. The cost of wood has went well over 100%. It went up a couple 100%. Even though they said it's coming back down, it hasn't went down as far as the consumers buying it. So major inflation, way more than the 5.4% they reported on. Think of everything they say, it's probably half of what it really is. So you're probably at least double-digit inflation now.
And will it help Bitcoin and Litecoin? And where do you see Bitcoin and Litecoin going at the end of the year?
So there's no limit to how high in price Bitcoin and Litecoin can go because there's no limit to the amount of fiat currency that they can create. It's very hard for me to predict fiat pricing because while There's no limit to how high the price they can go. They can manipulate the pricing in fiat currency through the news cycles and stuff. So like this Elon Musk coming out on Saturday Night Live, that was totally a planned event in my mind from the bad guys to put him out there to distract us. Several key sets of agenda. I think one of his agenda is a mining agenda. So not all nefarious, but one of the agendas was to make a joke out of crypto and then smash the price down. Yeah. So, I would love to see stable growth of these crypto blockchains. The governments of the world would rather the price spike up and down rapidly. They want the prices to spike up. They will probably pump the price. Reason being, they get all the tax revenue from it. They need the tax revenue. And they took a hit on tax revenue with the lockdowns, but they got more taxes from all the stock trading and crypto trading. So I would say just from that fact alone, you'll see crypto prices pump because they're going to want to raise more tax revenue. So
that's an excellent point. That's an excellent point you brought up.
And they have to slam it down to get more tax revenue, because if they slam it down, you got a lower cost basis, and then if you sell, they get more tax.
True.
I think you're going to see Bitcoin go to $100,000, and you're going to see Litecoin hit $1,000. How much higher over that they go, I don't know. When they hit that price, I think you're going to see it before the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Keep an eye out for turmoil in world events that happen. Mm-hmm. I think we're going to see a major false flag event occur at somewhere. You heard it from me first on this show.
Yeah.
Because there's too many people uprising right now against governments about the jab and stuff related to COVID and all that. Mm-hmm. So I look for an event to occur to distract us, and turmoil could potentially be bullish for Bitcoin because it's puts more mistrust in governments, and it would make people turn to an alternative option, like how people used to turn to gold in a time of turmoil. Now, definitely proved over the last year, they'll turn to Bitcoin before they'll turn to gold.
Right. So you see gold and silver doing well as well?
They're more manipulated, gold and silver.
The price they've really managed to keep the price low of gold and silver.
The problem with gold and silver, if I went to send you Litecoin right now, you can get it in an instant. Okay.
Right.
And if I told you I was sending you $200 in Litecoin, you would expect $200 in Litecoin. Now, if I told you I'm going to pay you $200 in silver, most people would send you less than that. They'd say, oh, no, there's a premium on the spot price. And they would tell you, oh, no, the price is manipulated. The physical is different than the spot. That does not work going forward for world commerce and trade. It doesn't work. That's a broken system. I'm bullish on silver and gold as far as they're outside of the system. There are ways to store value. There's a lot of industrial use that's going to come for silver. Silver price will at some point have to go up in a major league way. But when that happens, it'll probably be when we're least suspecting it, would be what I would say. But I'm semi-bullish on silver and gold, but it's just that they have so much more control that they can't control cryptos like they can silver and gold, because there's accountability in cryptos. It's open, it's transparent. So we don't want total privacy on. My hope for the future is governments are forced to settle into Bitcoin in some way, and we can audit them as the people.
Yeah.
What an awesome thing in 20 or 30 years.
Yes.
If we could sit home and audit our own government. I mean, that would just be like a tremendous thing.
All right. All right. All right. Great. Fantastic. Thank you so much. And I just want to say, how do we get in touch with you? Because you have a wealth of knowledge, and really, how do we follow you? How do we keep in touch with you? And yeah.
Follow me on Twitter always, guys. That's a popular platform. Johnny Litecoin, my DMs are always open. So I'll try to put some tweets out there and current stuff that's going on, and videos that pop in my mind. But if you want, I sent you the Discord channel that I have.
Yes. Okay. I'll
You
put it
guys,
up.
it's called the Let's Get Rich Fund. So
Okay. I'm
So-
definitely gonna join that.
yeah. So let's get rich, guys. And I'll tell you, more importantly, I'll tell you guys how to do it in a safe way and help you guys out from the cryptos
Yeah.
perspective.
Yeah. So I'll put your links in the comment box, and please, guys, please follow Johnny Litecoin. It's amazing. His wealth of knowledge. And Johnny, thank you so much for coming to the show, and it's been wonderful to have you.
Awesome. As
And-
always, thanks for having me on. Great talk we had.
And you're welcome anytime. Anytime if you
Awesome,
have something to
awesome.
say, just DM me. You can come on anytime.
Nice. All right, we'll do another follow-up in a few months. We'll do it
Sure.
maybe once
Great.
maybe once a big integration goes live, maybe when AmWeb goes live or something else goes live. It's big for Litecoin. I'll come on and update you guys on it.
Great. Thank you so much. And have a nice day.
Later, guys.